and we shall see if we can put some project online that is on GitHub. And yeah, specifically that is what we shall look at today, and we shall call it a course. We shall have to wait for the time when we shall do our evaluation, that is our test. So if I click here and I go to GitHub, if we go to GitHub, let it load. As it is loading, yeah, it is coming. Okay, me, I saved my account. That's why it has gone direct to my account. It doesn't require me to log in again because I use, I think, the session storage. So I saved it. So whenever I come back, I find my details. When they are already fed in, I saved with Chrome, and I still use that browser to log into my account. So as it is loading, we can give it some time to load. Okay, let me, I think I need this. Let it load. Okay, then I will click here and I click here to clone into what I had posted if I need it, or I can download a zipped folder and I will extract files and I will use it. So let me check if I have a project which is written on GitHub that we can use for a trial to, if we can get a project that used for a trial to actually put on heroku, because we shall use heroku today for hosting. Show more. Wow, I think I should get a project out of this. Yeah, I will get one project out of this. So I will load a site for Heroku. Heroku is one of the free hosting, web hosting companies that most developers have been using. However, Heroku, let me first load their site, Heroku. So as you see, if you read on its intro here, they're saying Heroku is a cloud platform as a service supporting several programming languages. One of the first cloud platforms, Heroku has been in development since June 2007, when it supported only the Ruby programming language. But now it supports Java, Node.js, Scala, Cloud, Python, PHP, and Go. So you realize that this site has been used by most developers. If we click here to go to its site, mine might log into direct because I already have the account. Let us see in some seconds. Let it first load. Okay, it is requiring me to log in or sign up. Let me first log in, then I will log out because I want us to start on the same pace. Okay, after me logging in, I will click here and I sign out. So if you let me remove this login form. I want to access the first dashboard that you will have to access. I think by default it comes with this dashboard. So if you go to Heroku for your first time, it shall require you to create an account. You either sign in or you create a new account by signing up if you do not have that account. So you click here on sign up, create your own account, and they are saying a free account, create apps, connect databases and add-on services, and collaborate on your apps for free. So you fill in your first name, last name, email address, company name if you have a company, your role, maybe if you're a student, if you're a teacher, if you're they're saying agents, professional developer, student, technology, or other. So you give them your role, you give them your country or region, you give them your programming language that you use, maybe if you use PHP, Python, Node.js, Java, Go, then you will make this checkbox active and you create your free account. So once you create your free account, you will have to log into the system or it will render you direct to the system. But me here, let me log in. So once we log in, we see some disclaimer from Heroku services saying, starting November 28, 2022, free Heroku Dynamos, free Heroku Postgres, and free Heroku data for Redis will no longer be available. If you have apps using any of these resources, you must upgrade to paid plans by this data to ensure your apps continue to run and to retain your data. For students, we will announce a new program by the end of September. So Heroku is trying to advance to make some features, being paid for, because currently it had most of the features which were just for free and it was enjoyable and people could use it. So if I come here, I will see I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 apps that I have with Heroku that are already hosted. Of them, I have 2 web apps, that is this Beacon Admin and this Wisdom High School. Then I have 3 APIs that I hosted with Heroku. And if we are to check on the documentation of Heroku, Heroku supports a user to only have 5 free, only have 5 free apps hosted with it. So meaning if I'm to add any other app, it must be on a different account, or I have to delete one of these apps. Maybe if I put my API offline, let me come here on settings. And I come here on delete app, then lib Android API, then I will delete this API to create space for us to put our trial project here. So After deleting it, I will come here on new and I will have to create a new app. For a person who has just created an account and you've logged into Heroku, you need not to worry about this because you will find it when it is free, so you will not be having any apps there. So you just come here on new and you create a new app. So if you click on new, there is create new app and create new pipeline. So you go and make some small research, a difference between the two. But as for now, we are creating an app. I will choose the app name. For app name, you choose any name of your choice. Maybe I will say Canlight JavaScript. And I will leave it searched, see if there is any other name like this, and they're telling me there is no any other name like the one that I've put. They're telling me the name is available. So after finding my name is available, I will come here and I am supposed to select a region. So they are bringing me two options of US and Europe, but I will leave US for now. Then here they are saying add a pipeline, but you really need not to add a pipeline. If you understand the difference between an app and a pipeline, you will get to know. If we are creating a pipeline, we would have added a pipeline, but since we are creating an app, I will just come here and I click on create app. So my app has actually already been created and it is just empty. There is nothing on the app. If I click here on open app, it will load and it will show me Heroku. Welcome to your new app. Refer the documentation if you need help deploying. I can check the documentation if I need, or else I will go back and I will show you how we shall do it to upload something there. So they are saying learn about building, development, and managing of your apps on Heroku. If you're using Node.js, you will see it. If you're using PHP, if you're using Go, if you're using Scala, if you're using Java, Python, and any of these languages that Heroku supports. So I will come here and click on get started because I want to show you how actually you can do it if you have a documentation, or if you want to do something you do not have a very big content about how it can be done. That's how we do it always. You get to its documentation and you try to read about it. If you want to use Heroku CLI, you see how it can work. If you want to anything that you want, because if I click on something, they brings me the steps that I installed the Heroku CLI, verify your installation, get started with Heroku CLI, everything that I need. So if I go back to Heroku, in my app here, they are showing me there are very many things here. We shall go through them slowly, so that you can try to pick something out of it. Here they are saying add this app to a pipeline, and I think we are not interested in a pipeline, so I will ignore this statement here. Then I will come and they're saying add this app to a stage in a pipeline to enable additional features, which is not my area of concern. Choose a pipeline. I do not need any pipeline. So I will come here on this three tabs here where we have Heroku Git, use Heroku CLI, we have GitHub, connect to GitHub, and we have container registry, use Heroku CLI. So if I want to put my codes on Heroku so that my project can start running, I have three different ways of how I can put my project on Heroku. One, I can use Heroku Git. Heroku Git is like like how we use GitHub, but this is inbuilt in Heroku through use of Heroku CLI. Then I can use GitHub. That is, if I had deployed my code on GitHub, maybe we've been developing using GitHub, and it comes here, you want to put your API or your front end on Heroku, you can connect using GitHub. Else, you come here on container registry, and you use this, so you explore in all these three. But for now, since we have seen how to put the code on GitHub, I want to show you how you can retrieve a code which was already put on GitHub and you use it here. So if we continue down, because I want to first explain all this and we see what we can do. They are giving us steps on if you want to use Heroku CLI, what we need to do. One, they are saying install the Heroku CLI, download and install the Heroku CLI. I can create a new tab here. They're giving us a link where we can download it from. We can go there and we see. So I need for Windows, if you need for Mac, if you need for 32-bit. So we say need for Windows 64-bit, and it will try to download here. We can give it some few seconds for it to download. When it finishes downloading, I think that's when we shall proceed in a few seconds. Okay, I think it has finished downloading. So if I come here into my downloads, we get it here. Okay, it has come. I will right click on it and I will run as an administrator. So we can give it some time, we'll let it install. So here I will click next, I will leave the default. If you want, you can browse and you choose the location that you need where you want to put it, but me, I will leave it there. Then I will click install to extract and give it some few time to install. When it finishes extracting, we shall have to continue from there. So members, as it is still extracting, let us be looking at something else. We should not, it will take some more few time. So this is the app that we created, but we've not put anything. So I was trying to drive you through the steps that we use if you want to use heroku CLI to upload your files. So after the first step was to download and install heroku CLI, of which we are doing that step perfectly. Then they are saying if you haven't already, log into your Heroku account and follow the prompts to create an SSH public key. 1. Heroku login. After logging in, create a new Git repository. That is, initialize a Git repository in a new existing directory. You say cd, you enter a certain folder, then you say git init, then you do this command heroku git remote at this, then you deploy your application through, they are saying commit your code, the repository, and deploy it to Heroku using Git. This is if you want to use Git. This is if you want to use Heroku CLI. So the documentation is here. It is not too long. If you want to use an existing repository, you do this command. So our thing is about finished, but we shall not go that way. That is if I'm using Heroku Git or Heroku CLI. But for now, I want to show you how we can connect to GitHub. So I will click here on GitHub. And after clicking on GitHub, we can give it a second load. So it is telling me to search for a repository to connect to. Here it is bringing Brian Gaston Nahura because it's one of the GitHub accounts that I've been using. So if you are new, here you put your GitHub username, then you select here a repository name. For example, we created a repository. We can go and check on GitHub of the repositories that we have. I'm interested in the one that we created together. Where is it? Canlight.js, yeah. I will say Canlight. JS, and I will click here on search, see if it really exists. So if it exists, it will bring for me a Brian Gaston Nahura stroke Canlight.js. But if it never existed, for example, if I did something like this and I'm searching, it will say no repos found for Brian Gaston Nahura stroke this one, meaning if you do not have it there, it will not come. If it is there, it will come. But for us, we had created it. That's why it is bringing it. I can search again. Perfect is bringing it and it is telling me to connect it. So once I click on connect, it will come here. It will tell me to choose a branch to deploy. I will choose main since it is the default branch, and I will click enable automatic deploys. I'm seeing our meeting is about shut us down. If it shuts us down, we shall rejoin using the same link. Then here I will come here on deploy a GitHub branch, choose the branch, it is main. I will not change, then I will do deploy branch. And from there, after deploying, it will build, it will give me logs, and it is supposed to show me the app that has been created if I create here on open app. But the fact that on our repo, I think we had not pushed any complete code. We only pushed, if I can go back to GitHub, we pushed one folder, actually not a folder, one file there, so it cannot